Hello, welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. Slightly later than normal because of daylight saving time. So it is so relevant, the topic that I want to cover tonight, because that's part of the truths about being an entrepreneur. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Marinda Bandat. I've been a coach with Elite Marketing Pro for just over 18 months. And I've had the privilege to work in this community with more than 1,500 of our clients and students. So welcome to today's 15 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education. This is a place to start your day just right. So 9 truths about being an entrepreneur. So as you guys are hopping on, please comment where you're from. And I'd like to just give you a shout out and maybe just engage a little bit with you guys. So looking forward to spending some time with you. So 9 truths about being an entrepreneur. So Reba is in the house, and Adrian is on, and Ruth is on. Great to see you guys here. Carlos is on. Happy to have you guys here. So the first truth about being an entrepreneur: money does not make you happy. And before I get crucified, let me explain what I mean by that. Money only highlights who you already are. So money cannot change you. Money cannot make you a bad person. Money is not the root of all evil, like it is thought to believe. The love of money is the root of all evil. But money enhances who you already are. So if you are already a stingy person, if you have more money, you'll just be more stingy. If you're already a generous person when you have little money, you'll be more generous when you have more money. So Terry is also hopping on. So as I am touching on a couple of these points, just hop on and say where you're from and give me your perspective on that as well. So money is a great resource to have. So here's the thing: if you do not have money, it's very difficult to take advantage of certain opportunities. So money doesn't make you happy, but it makes life more comfortable. It makes it available that you can have big homes and toys, and that's more comfortable, but it's very often perceived as that will make me happy. But I want to submit to you today is that happiness is something that comes from inside. And you are either happy with who you are and where you are in your life. Things will not make you happy. It comes from internally. And I mean, that's a topic that we can build out for more than just one day. Point number 2, enjoy what you do. Boy, oh boy, is that an important one. So how many of you have been involved in things, whether it's a job, whether it is a relationship, whether it is building your business, where you felt like, I've lost my joy. I just do not enjoy what I do. And I can vouch for that. I've been in the medical profession for 25 years, and the last 5 years, I knew that my time has come to an end. And it's not because it's bad. It's not because it was anything happening. It was a season in my life that had to end because I was meant to go beyond that. So how many of you can relate to that, where you felt like, this is the end of my season. I'm not happy what I do? Because I want to submit to you, if you want to be successful in anything, if you do not enjoy what you do, it will be short-lived. When you enjoy what you do, you become better at it. Because if you enjoy something, you'll invest more time in it. So if you're not having fun, boy, oh boy, when you get to my age, I'm almost 50, I do not want to do anything if it doesn't have an element of fun in it. So another thing that I see clients ask on a daily basis is, this is tough. I'm frustrated. I'm overwhelmed. I wish you would do it for me. So I want to teach you a little line, if I have your permission. Would you like to know what I teach my kids? And they then come back and use that same line on me. I've given them permission, so we are straight shooters in our house. And I've taught them this little line: don't wish it was easy, wish you were better. So if that little line makes sense, I want you to chew on that. Don't wish it was easy, wish you were better. Because when you become curious, you will be better. You will find and seek ways to become creative, to be better at it. Because here's the thing: the better you get at something, the more you tend to enjoy it. I'm always a picture person, so I'm going to give you an analogy. I see many of the clients that I've had the privilege of working with on this live, so you guys know this. You always get a picture with me. So when you start playing golf, you suck at it. The minute you start playing good golf, it's amazing. You enjoy it. And it's exactly the same with weight loss. When you are overweight, it sucks. When you lose weight, it's amazing when you get good at that, how much enjoyment comes into it. So I want to submit to you, have fun while you're doing it, because you will get better at it. The next step is a first step to being a great leader and entrepreneur is you actually have to like people. Boy, oh boy, do I find a lot of people that are in the network marketing industry and they just do not like people. Or I see people in leadership positions and they do not like people. That to me is, I do not understand that, because if you want to be a good leader, if you want to be an entrepreneur, especially in our industry where we work with home-based business owners, affiliate businesses, and network marketers, it entails working with people. Now, here's the thing. Many times when you transition from offline to online, people say, hey, but I don't have that human factor anymore because I'm now going to work online. And I want to unfortunately burst that little bubble. The person on the other side of the computer is not a computer. It is still a human being. So although we recruit online, although we do a lot of the stuff online, there's still that human element. So I'm connecting with you guys. I'm looking at you tonight. We are engaging with one another. There's still a human element in it. It's not computer to computer doing a training session. So the way we interact with people determine the chances and the levels of success we have in life. So very often you will hear the analogy that you will be where you are 5 years from now, and your success will be based on the books you've read and the people that you were hanging around with. So not the computers, not the social media platform you were hanging around with, the people you engage with. So the interaction, if you want to get good at anything, it does have a human factor in it. So how well do you get along with people? Do you have a fight with people regularly? I want to submit to you, pick your fight selectively. Be sure what you stand for, and when those issues get tested, that's what you stand up against. But you cannot fight with people over everything, because you'll hear people that will say to you, hey, it's impossible to get along with that person. We are all different. There's so many personality types. It doesn't mean that person is wrong. It means that person is different. So how can you become, and I become, a better leader in handling that person differently? So we always expect that person to change because that person is difficult to get along with. Well, if you want to maybe comment in the comment box, have you ever worked with someone in your team, in your job where you currently are at, where you feel, boy, this person is really just pushing every single button? And then I want you to think about that little line that the kids and I have. Don't wish it was easy, wish you were better. How can you become a better leader in handling that situation with class and absolutely with the utmost grace? Because here's my experience, kill them with love. When you are good to people and you've got the best interest at heart, it is very difficult to be ugly to you. So that's something that I've found over 25 years. Someone who's a good leader is a good friend to someone. So if you look at people's friendships, you will see the leadership ability in that person, because those two are very, very close to one another. So the next point, run your own race. Boy, oh boy, do I see that a lot as a coach. But I'm not where I thought I'd be because I saw X, Y, and Z in the community doing the next thing. So I want to submit to you, who cares about what the next person is doing? Because it is your race. When you are on this journey, it is your journey as an entrepreneur, not someone else's. So the worst thing you can do is to compare yourself to someone else, because my experience has led me to this statement. You will always overestimate what someone else's business looks like. You will always overestimate what their life looks like, and you will always underestimate yours. So when you compare to someone else, you run the risk to either be inspired and go out hard and work, or you can be absolutely petrified and it can bring your business to a halt. So I want to say, put blinkers on, run your own race. Make sure that you have a coach that you are tied into that has your best interest at heart, and make sure that you stay super close to that person. But comparing to other people, it would not serve you. So, especially, this is something that Fernie always teaches. There is no right or wrong. It is what is effective for you, what serves you the best right now. So if you guys can comment in the comment box for me, how many times have you stepped into that trap where you compared yourself or your success to someone else's, And what was the result? Did you feel inspired or did you feel deflated? So if you can just drop in the comment box, inspired or deflated. And I want to submit to you, I think most people would say that they felt deflated because they thought they would be further ahead when they compared to someone else. So the next point in being an entrepreneur is try to think laterally, because how many of us have heard the sky is the limit? And that's true to a certain extent, but what happens into the other directions? Because my experience with Elite Marketing Pros, once I started learning some skill sets that they offered, once I embarked on some of the training and education and mentorship that they offered, it not only results in one area, but it resulted in multiple areas. Because it's once you understand the concept and you understand the principle and you've mastered that skill set, it's like a cookie cutter that you can then go and apply to any of your areas of business or life. So I want you to start thinking laterally, grow different in more directions than just upwards. Mentorship and education is what Elite Marketing Pro is, the preeminent company in the industry. You cannot be with a better company that teaches that. So find complementary industries and situations, because you will find that you can invest your time and money in that, and you will have absolutely a multiplication in your business and in your life. So next point, the best way to learn is by failing and then learning how to avoid that in future. Now, I've always teasingly said that experience is what you get when you don't get what you really wanted. So I want you to chew on that a little bit. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you really wanted. And to an extent, that is true, but with a tongue in cheek, but it's actually not true, because experience comes in very handy if you know how to apply it in the future. So it will just be something that you got when you didn't want it, when you do not do something with the experience that you gained. So when you go through certain phases in your journey as an entrepreneur and you have made mistakes where you thought you did something wrong, there is no wrong or right. It was just not an effective strategy for your business at that point in time. And when you use that information and apply it to the next set of what you are about to embark on, I want to say to you, I've seen it myself personally, and I see it in many, many of our students. When they use these struggles, they not only empower themselves, but they also empower other people in the community by sharing those stories, because stories are the glue that puts a community together. And when we authentically share and give of ourselves, that's when we all grow. We don't compete with one another, we complete one another, because we can all learn from one another. Be curious. And that is something Fernie is big on. Because if you fail once and you stop trying, what else is there? So if you and I could put that on the table and say, right, if I'm going to fail once, I cannot put up a fan page and I cannot understand how to run a likes campaign on Facebook, and we quit. What else do you and I have that we can put on the table that could potentially give us the future and the life we actually want? Because if you do not try again, what else? Can you imagine if a child that starts walking for the first time has that attitude to say, hey, I'm going to get up once, and if I fall down, I'm never going to attempt walking again. How does it work and play out in real life? No, that little baby pulls itself up. It crawls to your leg and pulls itself up. It goes to a table and pulls everything off the table to try and get off. What is the moral of that story? Whatever it takes until that baby can stand and give the first wobbly legs. So I want to ask you today, as one of the coaches, we see this every single day. How badly do you want to get up? Are you willing to pull the cloth and everything on the table off in order to get up? Are you willing to crawl up to someone's leg and pull yourself up? Or are you just going to sit and say, walking is not for me? And this is maybe a strong topic tonight, and I might come across a lot stronger than I normally do, but I'm passionate about it because I've had a couple of clients today that were struggling. And I told them, don't wish it was easy. Wish you were better. Let's get more involved. Let's put more time in. Let's master the skill set. And you're going to feel like a champion tomorrow when you have done it. So be curious. Learning a lot, it fills your life with excitement and purpose. Otherwise, if you don't grow, you're going backwards. A plant cannot stagnate. It either grows or it dies. And I want to submit to you, we're a human being. We're alive. If we don't grow, we're going backwards. You cannot stay in neutral. It's either forward or backwards. So savvy is more important than a formal education. And I tread lightly there because I don't shoot down formal education. But I also see a lot of people that doesn't have savvy, because savvy gives you the ability to find unique ways that complements your unique talents and skills. And it's rarely found in a formal education system. It's learned through practical application. So if I can give you a picture and analogy of that, if I want to become a master Facebook ads person, if I want to become really good at traffic, do I go to my ex-business partner that's in the medical industry and I go and ask her for her opinion? Or do I hang out with our traffic coaches that have mastered the skill of driving traffic to anything? So if I want to know how to become the best online entrepreneur, I want to hang out with Tim, Matt, and Fernie. I want to hang out in this community and learn how to do it. You do not ask advice or ask for mentorship or coaching with someone who hasn't done it before or who's not an expert. So you've got access to the best of the best in the industry to set you up for your online career, in my personal opinion. So last 2 points before we finish up. Don't worry or get stressed out over everything. The first piece of advice when someone sees that you are facing a problem, they say, don't worry. Have you ever wondered what that is? It deprives you of the energy to actually think clearly. Many of you that know me personally knows there's one thing that I always say: high emotion, low intelligence. The minute you start stressing, the minute you go into fear and stress mode and lack and overwhelm, the intelligence unfortunately drops. So best to take a deep breath and say, right, so this is situation A. What are the options? Get curious in finding solutions. Get curious and asking for advice. How might I look at this situation, this challenge? How can I use this to the best of my ability to get to be an advantage for me where I am right now? And I promise you, you will find the majority of things you worry about never even happens. It somehow just always works out, or very often works out. So the thing we fear sometimes never even is a reality, but it's just been, in our minds. And then I want to submit to you the last point. So let me just quickly see, be authentic and pick your battles wisely. Oh yes, Ron, I'm big on that. I want to make sure that I've got joy in my house. I absolutely hate strife. And that's the one thing when the kids are even at each other's throat. My question is that what you really want? I want peace and joy in my house. Amy said she felt deflated. Yeah. Nicole said she felt deflated. Ron, deflated. Yeah, Amy, absolutely. That's so true. Yeah. I love it when you guys are involved. The last point in the truth of being an entrepreneur is age is just a number. So how can I say that? I've got the privilege in this community to work with people that are 18, and my oldest client so far was 83. So I want to ask you the question, when you are in between there, how come we don't have the guts to learn a new skill set when we have partnered with a company that is the best in the industry? When you have access to a community of 20 plus technical, traffic, support, ignition, VIP coaches, and the owners hands-on in this community to help you. But here's the thing. If you are not active in this community and you don't ask questions, we don't know that you're struggling, and we assume all is well. So age is not an issue if you are engaged, if you are part of it, and you're contributing. So age is irrelevant. Our program does not ask for how old you are, what is your gender, what country are you from? Because many of you know that I'm from South Africa. So could you guys agree with me that sitting in the US, sitting in Australia, sitting in the UK, sitting in Canada, that if someone in South Africa can make this work, that the system clearly works? It's just a matter of applying the recipe that was taught. So age, gender, where you come from, that's not what is on the table. That's not a truth about being an entrepreneur. It's about heart, about willingness, a love for people, and to really just take the first step and say, I'm ready. I'm about to make a change for my life. I hope this has added value for you guys. And if I'm a little bit stronger tonight, I'm pumped up about the day I've had with some of our clients. And it is an honor and a privilege to be in this community with you guys. Love hanging out with you guys. And I do apologize for being a little bit late because I had the time as daylight saving still. So that's the reason for our daily dose being a little bit late. So just wanted to apologize for that. But love, love, love hanging out with you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Eastern. Love you guys.